All right, what is up, guys? This is Mr. Bailey. I'm going to start creating some videos for you. I haven't really yet this year. I haven't felt that there was really a need to. Um, Most units have gone pretty well. Um, However, we're coming up on one of the harder units of the year, and this is a foundational skill for that unit. So I wanted to start here. That way, if you need just a little clarification, or maybe you forgot something, you can look at these and they will help you out. So anyways, today we are talking about adding and subtracting polynomials. Every polynomial is made up of multiple different monomials. And that should make sense because mono means one and poly means many. So every polynomial is made up of many different monomials. Anyways, the important thing for you to remember about adding and subtracting polynomials is that it's just combining like terms. You've done this skill when we were solving equations, just solving basic equations. One of the steps is to combine your like terms. And remember, it's a like term if the base is the same, so if the variables or set of variables is the same, and the power that it's raised to is the same. So in this case, if we had a 4x squared here, we would be able to combine it with this monomial to simplify like terms because 3x squared and 4x squared have the same base raised to the same power. After that, it's as simple as adding the coefficients. So the coefficient is here is 3, the coefficient here is 4, 4 plus 3 is 7, and we would get 7x squared if we were asked to simplify like terms here. Let's take a look at one example of addition and one example of subtraction, and then we're going to call it a night here. So here we go. Here we go. So this is addition. Every time that you see a set of parentheses, I really want you to think about what should be distributing into that parentheses. At the very least, when it comes to simplifying expressions, you should be thinking about what needs to be distributed in there. Remember, it's always what is immediately outside the parentheses that's going to be distributed in. And at first, we only had a plus sign. There's nothing after that plus sign, nothing written, that is. But we know that it is understood that there is a 1 here. So we are going to distribute the 1 in here, which isn't going to change anything. All we do is drop the parentheses, keep the signs the same. So that's going to give me negative 2x squared plus x minus 1 plus x squared minus 2x. And then I'm looking for the different types of bases that I have. So here I see x raised to the power of 2. And I have that right here as well. I see x raised to the power of 1, or just x. And then I have a set of numbers. I have this negative 1 right here. So I'm just going to use different colors here. I'm going to use blue for my x squared, and I'm going to put a square around them. Remember, super important that you capture the sign that it has in front of that term. So this is plus x squared, this is minus 2x squared. That is going to combine to make negative 1x squared. I'm going to use red for my base and power that is just x. I'm going to put a red triangle over here and a red triangle around this one. I have an x here, I have a negative 2x here. That is going to combine. 1 plus negative 2 is negative 1x. Lastly, all I have is one number here. There's nothing for me to combine this with, so it just stays negative 1. That is an example of addition. Use these shapes or colors or a system of both to organize your like terms, and then it's going to make your life a lot easier. Organization is the key to success when it comes to combining these like terms. Let's take a look at subtraction here. I have one right here. So once again, we want to be thinking about what is outside this parentheses. What is distributing in here? So I have a minus sign right here. This is a -1 that is going to distribute inside my parentheses. And remember, distribution is just a fancy word for multiplication. So I'm going to multiply all of these terms by -1 individually, and that's going to change the sign to the opposite. So let's rewrite the whole thing. I have x squared. Nothing happened to the left side of my polynomial. So I have x squared minus 3x minus 4. But then I had a 2x squared multiplied by -1. So now it is -2x squared. Flip this sign. It is plus x. And then I have minus 1. Now, I have 3 different bases and powers again. I see that x squared, I see that I have x raised to the first power, or just x, and I'm going to put red triangles around that. And then I have numbers. I'm going to make a number symbol here just to save me a little bit of time. And that I'm going to put in a green circle. So here we go. I have x squared. This is a positive x squared. I have a negative 2x squared. Then I don't have any more x squared, so I'm done with that. I'm moving on to my red triangles with my x's. So this is a negative 3x. This is a positive x. I don't have any x's left, so I'm looking at my numbers now. I have a -4 and a -1. So now I'm just adding the coefficients. This is a 1x squared plus -2x squared. 1 plus -2 is -1x squared, or just x squared. Then I have -3x plus x. That is -2x. Then I don't have any more x's to combine, so I move on to my numbers, and I have a -4 plus -1. That is a -5. The answer here is -1x squared minus 2x minus 5. That is it in its most simplified form. I hope you found this helpful. If it was, please let me know. If there's anything else you need help with, please talk about it with me in class. You guys have a good night, and I'll see you all in the next video.